All right, we're going to work on a project called Blackwork Pirate Octopodes. This embroidery style dates back to the 15th century and is popular up to the 17th century. There are many examples and paintings depicting this style of embroidery throughout Europe, especially in Spain and England. This technique was used to decorate shirts, caps, and household items. You will need 18-count Aida cloth, an embroidery needle, an embroidery hoop or frame if you'd like to, of course the pattern, and one skein of black floss. I used DMC 310. This pattern was provided by Kim Salazar. Her website is linked in the video description. Alright, we're going to do the first few stitches and I'll show you how to start that off. So you'll want to come up through your fabric, through one of your holes. I'm going to start with the skull and crossbones because it's super festive. And so I've left that loop in the back so that when I go back through with this first stitch, when I turn over the fabric, I've got this loop. I'm going to go through that. And that lets me have this nice little line and it kind of tacks it down. And then my next stitch is actually going to be one over because you're doing this running style stitch. And what that will do is you'll go around and do half the stitches in the design, every other stitch. Then you'll come back around and fill everything in. So this is the top of my skull. And then I've got to, the next one would be a diagonal. So I skip that and come up through, do this stitch. And this is how you will progress around each part of the pattern. Until you get to the end of your floss. And now once you've gotten to the end of your floss, I'm not at the end of my floss yet, but I do want to show you. In order to keep everything looking the same on the front and the back, you will actually end up weaving your floss, the tail end, through the previous stitches, the backs of the previous stitches, so that it will blend in and keep that straight line, and then you won't have a long tail hanging out. Now I've got a decent bit of my skull outlined. I'll show you how you come back through and fill in the gaps. See how I've done every other stitch in the pattern. As I come back through, start to see our little skull form. This is a process you're going to repeat for all the different parts of the pattern. And once you've done it for a while, you'll get into a rhythm and you might find it very relaxing. I recommend listening to an audiobook or maybe binge watching something on Netflix. It's a nice combination. once I get these last 2 stitches in, we're gonna look at the back and see if I did a good job. All right. Question is, does the back look like the front? Front. There's the back. Yeah, pretty decent. And that's how you do blackwork. Okay, so this is what it looks like after I've gotten a repeat that shows 2 skull and crossbones and 2 octopodes. This is my front. Now the back's supposed to look like the front, but I'm pretty new to blackwork, so it's not quite perfect, but you know what? That's okay. And then just do as many of those as you'd like to finish your project. All right, so for more information about blackwork embroidery and more pattern ideas, check out our list of resources listed in the video description. You'll also find a link to a PDF of the pattern for this embroidery design. Thanks!